So excited. Welcome to our Wind Down Wednesday team training call. My name is Courtney Fluid. I'm an independent consultant and national vice president with Arbonne. And so I dove into Allie's DMs and asked if she could train us tonight because I think we're all a little obsessed with her podcast, and we've just learned so much through her podcast, her Instagram account. I'll say that I joined Arbonne March of 2019, and I feel like I found Allie around that time, and she's helped me so much with my business. And I feel like she's kind of built her business alongside mine, me and, seeing her like just blossom into the business person she is now. But I was super excited for her to be on our call tonight because I know we have all learned so much through her. I had no idea how to work a business through social media, especially being a stay-at-home mom. I knew I wasn't going to be face-to-face with a lot of people, so I knew I had to kick it up a notch. So she has taught me so much. So I'm going to pass it over to her, but this is Allie.
Thank you so much, Courtney and Jenna, for having me on tonight. I'm truly honored because I know I can only imagine what it's like having guest speakers come on and trusting them teach your team how to go out and spread the word about the amazing product that you guys have to offer and the great business opportunities. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for having me tonight. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. Like Courtney said, I'm Allie Reeves. Just a little blurb about me. Long story short, I help women like you blow up your businesses via social media and online as well, growing email lists and funnels and things like that, mostly social media. So if you have a business or a product or service that you sell and you're wanting to grow on social, I'm your girl. And tonight we are going to be talking about one of, I'm biased, of course, but what I would think is one of the best ways to go out and prospect people for your product or the business opportunity that is around right now. So just like anything in life, right? Business, social media strategies, prospecting is all going to, one day something's going to work really well. A few days later, it's not going to be so hot anymore, right? Everything ebbs and flows and everything evolves, and prospecting especially has evolved. In the past, the hot new thing used to be cold messaging, as we know. And now, as a lot of us know, that really isn't the hot thing, right? It doesn't really feel good. It's not fun to do for most people. And a lot of people are really hip to it, and it kind of feels icky to be on the other side of that as well. So what I'm going to be teaching you tonight is an updated prospecting method that is tried and true. I have done this. I do this on occasion, and I have my clients do this as well. I've been teaching this for a few months now, and I taught it very strategically to my last round of my mastermind. And the women who followed along and did this over the duration of 3 months, many of them were signing the most team members that they ever had before, found like dream customers that they hadn't previously had before learning this method that I'm going to teach you. So maybe it might be new to you. Maybe you might be doing something similar to this, but my hopes is that you take this, you give it a shot for a few weeks at a time, and then you can reap the rewards from this as well. So I don't know if I already said like what it's actually called, but I call this method profitable prospecting. And I call it profitable because it freaking works, okay? And I'm going to give you the whole outline and walk you through step by step what this looks like. I also, and I told Courtney this a little bit before the call, I have you guys some print offs too. So if you want to print something off to keep track, cool. Okay, Courtney already did it. Perfect. Yeah, if you wanted to print something off to keep track of this, you can do that as well. Sometimes I'll use a tracking sheet. Sometimes I'll just use a note in my phone. And fun fact, I'm actually in the process of creating an app to track this like as we speak. So soon there will be an app, and it will be super, super convenient to do all of these things, but it's not ready yet. So anyway, profitable prospecting, here is what we need to do to get started. So first thing first, you have to know who your ideal client and or team member is. That's super, super important. Who here has filled out an ideal client worksheet or profile before? Anybody? A couple people. Okay, cool. Listen, when people used to talk about ideal client profiles, I used to roll my eyes so far back. I thought it was so tedious and silly because I'm like, I know who my ideal client is. Everybody's my ideal client. I can sell to everybody. If you want to, whatever. But it's simply not true, especially on social media, because you might sell this product that, yes, technically a lot of people can buy, but you are not for everybody, right? Like, not everybody wants to follow along with your social media or will relate to you and the things that you have going on. But there are a lot of people out there who totally vibe with you. And if you go out and you find these right people that are aligned with what you sell or the business opportunity and you as a human, you will sell to them and sign them so much faster. So I encourage you to start with filling out a profile first. And if you want the tracking sheet, you'll also get an ideal client profile along with that. Courtney, was that included in there too? Did you see that?
Yes, and the link that you sent me, yeah, there's both of them. And you
Okay.
guys check your the group me that we're all in. I sent that to you. So if you have a printer, I would print it off now. But if not, we have it all. So
Yeah, and you don't need it right this second, but yeah, okay, cool. Just making sure that I did add it. So if you go to the link that Courtney shares with you, you get the tracking sheet and you get an ideal client profile as well. So start there, get clear on who this person is, and bonus tip with your ideal client, once you get clear on who this is, name her. And then anytime you get on social media and you do stories or you write a post or you create a video, whatever you're doing, speak just to that person. This is a game changing tip that will increase your conversions like crazy. And it seems, again, so simplistic, but it really, really does work. So you're going to start there. And then once we get clear on who your ideal client is, now we can go out and find more of them in what I call profitable prospecting. So before I give you the step-by-step on profitable prospecting, I want to talk to you about why this is so important and what this is going to do for you besides prospecting people and doing a good job at it. Number one, this form of prospecting and what I'm going to teach you is going to boost your engagement overall. So, who here has heard people say, like, hey, in your pockets of time throughout the day, go and engage with people, like go respond to people's stories, show love, comment on people's stuff? You've probably heard that, right? Who here has heard people say, actually, before you go and post anything on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, go and engage about like 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after? Has anybody heard that? Okay. And the reason behind that is because Instagram wants us to be on the app. Instagram, Facebook, all these platforms, they want us to be active on the app. And the more active you are on the app, the more love that Instagram is going to show your stuff in terms of reach. And that will turn into more engagement. So people came up with these strategies like, yeah, before you make a post, go engage 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after. That's going to boost your engagement. That is true. But what people were doing is they would just go engage with anybody, right? And that's fine. But whenever you go and engage with just anybody, who are you likely to be engaging with? Y'all, people on your team, family, friends, people that probably already bought from you, other team members, customers, right? Because these are people that you just naturally engage with. So the algorithm is going to bring you and show you those people. And that's fine. But what I'm going to be teaching you is a way to be intentional with the people that you are engaging with in these pockets of time or before and after you post. That way, whenever you are engaging, which I do want you to do, you are building relationships with people that potentially will buy from you. So you're killing two birds, one stone with that. Okay. Next, again, it's going to build next, I already covered it. Intentionally builds relationships with the right people versus just showing love to your team, which you can do that too. There's nothing wrong with that, but let's be smart with our time. And this whole process that I'm going to teach you is going to help you speed up your conversions. Because at the end of the day, and you all probably already realize this, people buy from those that they know, like, and trust, right? Nobody is going to buy from you if they don't know you, if they don't like you, and if they don't trust you. And they're certainly not going to link arms and and start a business with you alongside you. So what I'll teach you is going to boost your engagement, help you build relationships with the right people, and speed up this relationship process so that you get that like, know, and trust faster, and people are more able and willing to say, yes, let's go, a lot sooner than maybe you've previously experienced. All right, so this is how we are going to do profitable prospecting. So the first thing I want you to do is make a goal for yourself. All right. I say start with, and we all have different schedules, different things going on. So I understand it's going to vary for everybody. But I would really like you to start profitably prospecting at least 10 people. All right. Which means in these pockets of time, every few days, you will be actively speaking to and engaging with at least 10 new people. All right. And not every day, it's not gonna be new every day, but 10 people together, all right? Now, you might start with 10 and realize, oh, this is child's play. Like, I could do 20, I could do 30, I could do 50. Cool, do that. Like, bump it up as much as you can go, as much as you feel comfortable. Because the more people that you are building relationships with intentionally, these are more seeds that you're planting and more opportunity for faster conversions, all right? So start with 10. And what I recommend you do is start with a few or half of those people that are currently in your market. So these are people that are already following you, that maybe you've already had a conversation with, and maybe they ghosted you, or they said they weren't ready yet. Maybe they expressed interest, but it just wasn't the right time. Or you've been watching them from afar and you can tell that they would slay in this business, or they would absolutely be like a great influencer to push the Arbonne product. Cool. Add them to the list. All right. So half of the spots, half-ish, people that are currently in your network. And then the other half, I want you to go out and find new people. And that's really important. Oh, and that's another perk of this too. This is going to grow your audience. I didn't even mention that. So that's another thing this is going to do for you. So the other half of your list are going to be new, cold leads. And how you are going to go out and find them is you have the profile, right? So you know who this person is. Maybe they're a mom. Maybe they work a specific type of business. Maybe they're granola, maybe they're not, right? Like, you have your picture of your ideal client. And so you're going to go out and find her on Instagram or whatever platform you're on. So if we're talking about Instagram, you can go find her through hashtags. You can go find her through location tags. You can find her through suggested accounts. So for instance, and I don't know if I can share my screen, but I could do an example, Courtney.
Yeah, I think you should be able. Do you see at the bottom, does it say share screen with the green arrow for you?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll do a quick example. Just a second. Okay. So let's say that your ideal client is a mom, right, in a certain area. And I recommend, because we know that a lot of people that use hashtags are a lot of people that are business owners, but moms love hashtags too, right? So you probably, the more niche you go, you probably could search and find the right people through hashtags. But like a trick to do this too is think of a location, right? So let's say we were thinking of like Nashville mom. So let's search Nashville mom. And I would like you to get a little bit more specific if possible. But as you can see, whenever you search that, a lot of people come up. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of judge them based on their picture really quickly, because you don't want to spend all day doing this. All right, so let's check her out. Old Sarah. She looks cool. Okay. The main thing is we want to make sure that she's not already with Arbonne or a competing company, right? So she looks good to me. She looks like she's a nurse. She's promoting something right there, but if you look a little bit deeper, maybe she just likes it. So if she's a good fit, we're going to follow her, and we're going to add her to your prospecting list. And then another thing you can do too is go to this button right here, and it's going to show you suggested similar accounts. So that's another thing that you can do. So let's say we clicked on Miss Marley, and let's say she wasn't selling anything competing, which it doesn't look like she is. So you could follow her, add her to the list. Another thing you could do is you could just search Nashville or a location and do the same thing. Any location. Because it's kind of cool too, because like, let's say you search somewhere close to you, that could be a conversation starter, which we're going to get to in just a second. Like, oh, we live in the same town. Funny how I came across you. So yeah, we're going to find somebody that, again, fits the description. You'll go through, do that. So you can do that through locations, through hashtags, through suggested accounts. Let's say, since you guys sell like plant-based, toxin-free, that kind of thing, what's a company that sells something non-competing? Courtney, anything off the top of your head, or Jenna?
Pampered Chef.
Yeah.
Pampered Chef. Genius. You could go to that account and go to the followers and kind of scroll through. And it's kind of like you're just playing the lottery at that point, and you're just going to click on random people. But we only need 5, right? Or if you're doing more, just a certain amount. So you're going to sit down, you're going to finish your list, go find these people, and you are going to go follow them. So once you have your list and once you have followed those people, the very first thing you're going to do in that same sitting is you are going to go follow those people and see if they have any content that you can engage on right now. Maybe they've made a post in the past couple days. If they haven't made a post in a while, don't go stalk anything old. Just go see if they've posted something recently. And then fingers crossed they have stories live, because that means that they're active on their social. If they do, go to their stories, scroll through, and see if there's anything that you can muster up a thoughtful comment on. Right? Now, when we are engaging, and let me just explain this up front, what we're doing. We are low key, as chill as possible, building a relationship, friendship with this human. We are not pitching to them. We're not, I know this is cold messaging, but we're not like, hey, are you interested in blah, blah? No. We are just randomly following them, gonna pop into their DMs, being a cool chick. All right. Nothing obvious. You do not want to tip them off. If you tip them off, this is not going to work, because people don't want to know that they're being targeted. Now, I want to say this right here, because you're probably thinking what I would be thinking too, and what many other people have thought. This feels shady. Targeting people like this and forming relationships super intentionally where they think it's organic and it's actually not, feels shady. And I would agree with you. I'm right there with you. But you have to remind yourself of something really important. You are in this business for a reason, right? I assume the reason is because you love what it is that you sell. You believe in the mission, you believe in the products, you genuinely love them, and you are crazy about it so much that you have joined as part of the business. So you're behind this company. So if that's true and you really believe in it, it behooves you to get it out in front of more of the right people, right? You are doing people a favor by doing that. You are not forcing them to buy. You are not forcing them to join. You are simply getting in front of them, starting a relationship. Every few days, I say relationship sounds real serious. Friendship, camaraderie, rapport. Okay. Um, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to set a reminder in your phone, and every couple days, let's say every 2 days, you're going to go and engage with their stories again. Hey, I love that shirt. Where did you get that shirt? Hey, I live in Nashville too. That's so funny. I don't know how I came across your account, but I'm glad I did. I also have a 3-year-old, right? Just like chill stuff. And what's going to happen is over time, they're probably going to respond to you, right? They're going to be cool. If not, no worries. We're going to talk about that in a second. But over time, they're probably going to respond. Y'all are going to get a little conversation going. They're going to see how cool you are. You're not pitching to them or anything like that. And for a lot of these people, in most cases, they are going to follow you back. And here's where the magic happens. When they follow you back and you guys are DMing each other, that tells Instagram that y'all are cool, y'all are friends. So Instagram is going to do the Instagram algorithm thing, and they're going to show more of your content to her and more of her content to you, which means as you show up, like you probably already or hopefully already are, talking about the products, educating people on the products, demonstrating how you use them, talking about how great the business opportunity is, she's just going to genuinely, organically come across that, listen to it here and there, and then you are planting these seeds in her mind about the product or the business opportunity, right? So that is how this works so brilliantly, because then if she's interested, if she's a good fit, who is she going to go to ask about it? Her new friend. All right, she's going to come to you. So it's kind of like intentional attraction marketing. And maybe the conversation too, because I get asked this a lot, like, okay, well, do I never pitch to them? Like, okay, let's say I'm doing this for a few weeks and it never progresses. She never asks about the product or service. If y'all are having a conversation and she is griping about her job, how she wishes that she didn't have to work so much or something like that, yeah, bring up the business opportunity for sure. Be like, hey, have you ever even considered this? Or whatever, like trust your gut. You know when it's going to be the right time to push the business conversation or a product or whatever. Or if she's having a bad day or sick, hey, can I send you a treat? Or like a little get well gift, you know? Then do that. But this is what you're going to do. Every couple days, set an alarm. And for these 10 people, and what I like to do is before I post something, these are the people that I go engage with. I go to my list and I pop into their stories, try and come up with something thoughtful that I can comment on or love on or whatever. Sometimes it's more thoughtful. Sometimes it's just like, oh, not have a good day, but just, I like your shirt, something. Love that song. I don't know, something small, but just going and engaging, and then you're done. And then every 2 weeks or so, you're going to go to that list and you're going to decide who stays and who goes. All right. So the people that stay are the ones who are responding. They've followed you back, or you know that it's going somewhere. They're cool. People that go off the list, they haven't responded, or they're just kind of lame, not nice. If any bad energy, take them off the list and then go and replace them with somebody new. Always have about 10 or whatever your number is on that list. Okay. And I'm going to check the questions and make sure. Let's see. Do we do 10 every day or how often? Nancy, that's a good question. So really you get to decide what you feel most comfortable with. I feel like maybe every 2 to 3 days to do this is a good fit. That way you're not all up in their stuff and it doesn't feel like single white female or anything like that. It's just pretty chill every couple days. That's personally what I would do. But you can decide like what feels best for you. And then, yeah, every week or so, 1 or 2 weeks, you can just refer back to that list and decide who stays and who goes. But yeah, it can be as simple as that. And y'all, this truly, truly works. And it's going to feel at first like, wow, this isn't going anywhere. But once they start seeing your content, that's where things start speeding up. And not everybody on the list is going to convert, right? And that's cool. Like we already know that. We're used to people telling us no, it's no big deal. But this is where we can add more people to the list or interchange them or whatever you feel comfortable doing. All right. So that's profitable prospecting, guys.
I love it. So that's really how I grew my business to you guys, because here's the thing, you can work this business so many ways. Like Kat was saying last night on our training, she owns her own business. She's in front of people all the time. But a lot of us, were during COVID, we were at home, or, we're stay-at-home moms. Like we have to really think outside the box. And all this is just networking. You're finding people. For like me, I like to find people in Austin who are also into fitness, other moms, and then you engage with them. And a lot of people want this community that we have. So I don't know. I don't really think it's icky at all, because you're doing it in a different way where you're not cold messaging. You're just kind of engaging with people who have the same interests as you. And then eventually, maybe they'll see your stuff about Arbonne. They want to join the community. You have products that they love. So I just think it's brilliant. And that's really how, obviously I had a good warm market of a lot of my friends who ended up joining, but a lot of the people who joined my team, like Kathleen Franklin, she's in New Jersey. So social media, you can reach so many people, so many people.
I've shared this tip before too, but Peyton Mott, if you guys don't know, she's a 5-wide ENVP with Arbonne, and she trained when we were down in Mexico for the incentive trip last year. That you use the phrase, Allie, getting into a relationship sounds so serious, but yeah, she did kind of explain it like that. You don't want to just, and I know some of you have heard me tell this story before, but you don't just want to rush into somebody's DMs and, be like, hey, do you want to join my team? It's like, you would think of that as the same way if you're a single gal on a first date and the guy's like, do you want to marry me? It'd be like, oh, you're freaking creeping me out, dude. But like, maybe after a few dates, a few months, a few years, you feel more comfortable. You've built that like, know, and trust factor with that guy. And then if he proposes to you, maybe your dreams came true. So she's totally right. It's not creepy, but we know we have something incredible several things incredible to offer to people between the products and the business. So it is just, again, it goes back to this not being a get rich quick scheme. This takes time. Network marketing is just building relationships where people trust and believe that what you have to say is true, and that you're not going to quit, and that you're not going to stop using these products. So just letting them keep seeing you doing it builds that, everybody is influential in their own right on social media. So staying influential with your business too.
Yeah. And I will say, showing up on your stories and providing value to people, you guys, where you're not just talking about Arbonne all the time, that's how you're going to get people to engage with you too. Like, obviously talking about things that are going on right now. I had so many people from all over the US message me that I've never even met. No idea how they found me, but they obviously were like, oh my gosh, I love your content. Like, I like what you're speaking about. And that's how you're going to get people to engage with you. Not by just talking about Arbonne all the time. Like, obviously throw that in there, but providing value in some way other than just the business, just the products, putting it into your lifestyle. That's how you're going to get people to start commenting and putting that wall down. And then they start to like, know, and trust you.
I've shared before that one of my, probably the highest, best performing stories I've ever shared to this day was about bras. I don't sell bras. Okay. But I was fed up with Target bras because now I have mom boobs and they just do not work anymore. And with cheap bras, and I was fed up, and I went on stories and I was basically like crying about it. I was like, where do y'all moms find bras? And my DMs have never been the same. So many women, it was because it's relatable, right? Like a lot of my ideal clients are also moms. And everybody had something to say. People love to share their opinions too. So if you're ever looking for a boost of engagement, ask a woman to share their opinion, okay? Trust me on that. But yeah, finding anything that you can relate to them. And you might be thinking, okay, well, how did that help your business? Because I responded to every single message. We had a laugh together. They feel more connected to me. And because we DM'd each other, they started seeing the content about the things that I sell, and then they feel a connection to me because they too have mom boobs, you know? So it's true. Like, it's such a good point.
Yeah, I always say that, perfection is not attainable. So it's nice to have the, beautifully crafted Instagram pictures and make your page look aesthetically pleasing and all of that. But to really just be relatable is what people really get into. So showing up on your stories without any makeup on and your hair being 14 days old without a wash bin there, usually that's my go-to. That's relatable, so that's what people are going to connect with when you're just being your authentic self.
Totally.
Agreed.
Allie, you live in Nashville?
I live outside of Nashville in Mount Juliet.
Oh, cool. I'm in Arrington. So just.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. You're really close, actually.
Yeah. We're just neighbors. I love the Mount Juliet Home Goods. It's always so clean and organized.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to go to Arrington Winery. I've lived in Tennessee most of my life and I still have not been, which is insane.
It's a mile and a half from my house. You'll have to come over. We'll go get some drinks. It'll be great.
Done.
I'm a member of the wine club there, so I'll even get a discount.
Perfect. And then we'll come on and we'll do a Wine Wednesday training.
Let's do it.
Network marketing. We found Allie through social media. Now they're going to meet each other in Nashville.
Now we're neighbors.
Yep. There we go. Love it. Gotta love social media.
Yes. Okay. But this tracker is seriously going to help so much. You guys, it says name, Instagram handle, date followed, follow back. What kind of was it warm, cold lead, converted, notes? This is going to help so much. And everyone should have that. So does anybody have any questions for Allie? Thank you so much for that, girl. That was super helpful. Got my notes.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys, for hanging out with me.
For sure. Okay. No questions. I know you already answered Nancy's question, but I think that was it. Okay, guys.
Thanks.
I hope you all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a good rest of your night.
Bye.
Girl.